changes for Spurs from West Ham at the weekend. The depleted numbers for Thomas Frank. Van der Ven is suspended, Van Dijk is injured. So coming down some destiny, the doggy come in. Jed Spence is a winger tonight. This point may be a thing. It's always more interested in his turn. Remove the Champions League. Dominic Solanke starts up front. There's no place for Randall coming out of the line. The Panthers are expected others. The very, very young Tottenham bench includes 17-year-olds. This point made a big mistake. There's the referee tonight, Glenn Nyberg from Sweden. And the captains, Christian Romero and Nico Schlotterbeck. Nico Kovac changes 3 from the weekend against Sao Paulo. Remy Bensebaini starts in the back 3. Jan Kuto is at wing back. Emre Can and Julian Ryerson drop to the bench. And Sehu Girassi starts up front in place of Fabio Silva. He's Dortmund's top scorer. Joe Bellingham starts in midfield. And this is a tried and tested Champions League lineup for Dortmund. There's tension in the stadium tonight. It's what comes with a bad run for a big club like Spurs. They've got a long list of absentees for a variety of reasons. And it might be a night where solid leadership from captain Christian Romero is invaluable to them. There's Joe Bellingham, who starts tonight in the Dortmund midfield. They're a familiar group, Champions League finalists 2 seasons ago. And with plenty of experience at nights like this one. So what is the Spurs response? Blues at full time on Saturday here against the Hammers. And now straight into a huge game tonight. Thomas Frank has spoken about nothing in the build-up. Apart from his future, Ali Talal under pressure is really on.
Yes, good evening everyone. I don't think there's any doubt about that. You've got to be honest, it's a side completely ravaged with injuries. That said, the home record in Europe is nothing short of fabulous to tell the gospel truth. Domestic has been really poor for us.
It feels like the kind of game where the start very important. They're going to try and get the crowd on side. In the moment, aren't they?
That's exactly what they've got to do. They've got to come out with intent.
Thomas Frank had a chance of sacked in the morning from his own fan club Saturday against West Ham. It's been a tough start to life as the Spurs manager for him. Spurs go into this big game tonight on the back of 3 straight defeats, hardly ideal preparation. The way they respond to Saturday will be fascinating to watch. They haven't won any of their last 5 matches, and it leads to this pressured situation for them tonight. Dortmund only defeated their last 12 games. That was against Bayern Leverkusen in the German Cup. They've scored 3 goals in each of the last 3 games. Closest challenges to Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga, and they come here tonight feeling pretty good about themselves.
Well, just to echo what you've said there, the goal scorer performances this season, they don't seem to have a problem. Joint top scorer of this particular tournament at the moment with PSG, and they have to watch Tottenham score 14 in their away games.
He's the quickest man on the pitch. Van der Ven tonight, Curry and Adeyemi. Spurs can't allow him to see daylight in their final third, otherwise it could be in trouble.
Well, you and I have seen him enough to know his shaft. I'll tell you what, he is quick.
Schlotterbeck in the middle, the Dortmund back 3, left hand side is Bensebaini, and on the right, having possession, the German international, Valdemar Anton. This is Jan Kuto, and Adeyemi looking to get the inside here of Destiny, the doggy. And he's defending things well. This reflect from Tottenham's starting lineup. Interesting job tonight for Spence. Ali's going to play as a winger, he's going to play high up. He's certainly got the skill set, the tools to do it. The Spurs are just trying to get a hold of the ball. Always around Joe Bellingham, whether they get it back again.
Yeah, you mentioned it. They'll definitely have to played further up the pitch, but as we can see there, very important. He does his defensive duties, which I'm sure he will do. It's not a position that's alien to him, of course.
Was the Bayern Munich national manager among the big Spurs fans back in 2019 if he'd only been on a 2-0 counter at Tottenham and prior to this match. Tonight, Dortmund 10th in the table, Spurs 11th, and they both got 11 points, and they both know the value of a strong finish to the group stage. Frankfurt will maybe Tottenham out of this into the hand of home. The Borussia Dortmund, and I've got to say, they've got a lot of support inside this stadium. They travel in numbers, and they travel very well. Here's Spurs for Spurs. Martin Gray. It's a young central midfield for Spurs tonight, both under 19. And there's Martin Gray.
And that's Darren. Do something, I don't mind it. No shortage of talent in there.
Goal for Olympiacos ahead to Bayer Leverkusen.
Being orchestrated by the founder of the black jacket.
Olympiacos. Bayer Leverkusen.
That's quite an important job in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
Champions League defeat to Manchester City in November. Outside of that, Leverkusen and Bayern Munich, the only teams to beat them this season. They've won through the last 5 games against English teams as well. And have got plenty of experience in the team of playing games in England in the Champions League. And there's still a large portion of the squad held over from the team that got to the Champions League final against Real Madrid a couple of seasons ago.
You know, did the Manchester City game, didn't we? The least said about their result today, the better for them.
So free kick. See what Borussia Dortmund and Spurs holding that high line. It's taken by Kuto, and that's straight forward for Vicario. So off goes the speedy Spence for Tottenham.
They were in there.
So much ground to get back and make that time.
He did brilliant flash, but I see the bit more pace on the cross. Svensson does exceptionally well. Yeah, he's in offside position, but not now he's not. Ball comes across, clearly played onside. He's got to put more on it. He has to put more on the cross, take nothing away from the defensive work from Svensson, which was excellent. Good chance that, you know.
The Spurs supporters in full force control Coro and to take their first corner of this big Champions League game. Seems like there for Romero to try and kick somebody out. It's a corner that seemed to hang in the air for an eternity from touchline time.
He had that much time he could have volleyed it, you know.
Here it goes again.
Goal
It's
for
USC with the header.
Lobby.
Goes Adier, that's a good challenge on it. That's for the seal.
He won that well there, he just stood his ground, didn't he?
Jack Spence looks as though he's got the licence to enter which Calabunzi on the way because he's got one on each foot, but he's been playing on the side. Here he is on the first.
Tell you what, he's got the pace to go with a licence.
Good foul. Toro. Seamans has got to try and pull the screen to midfield. That's a brilliant ball. It slipped through the defender there by the Dortmund captain. Schlotterbeck. Brilliant. They made the pass now that Thomas Bregman will of course they have.
Svensson just gets kept watching. In the left back position, just gets caught going the wrong way. There. Brilliant. Ball's inside him. Good move. Tottenham looking lively.
So now let's see how they handle this along the throw-in from Kevin Danso. Early pressure on the Dortmund goal. jumping again, but this time it loses out in the air. Gansol plays it in, Bergveld heads it on, and that's into the arms of the Swiss international, Gregor Kobel. Dortmund's first visit here tonight. The previous games were played at White Hart Lane and Wembley. Spurs have won 2 of the previous 3 home games against the Germans. And they've won the last 4 times. The teams have played against each other, so they've got a decent record in Dortmund as well. Sort of record that's brought them by Dominic Solanke.
He was trying to protect it, but I just think he went over the top a little bit. He's not even looking at the ball. Yeah, free kick for me.
Well, there must be made about the Tottenham 4, but in Europe they've been bulletproof at home. They've beaten the last 23 back to a loss to RB Leipzig in February 2020. And the 23 matches they've won 9 people.
That's what I was saying to you, Flitch. It's actually remarkable the home record in Europe. And obviously, not wanting to tempt clearly. This moment in time as well, clean sheets, won the 3 games, looking good. Well, but look, that can continue this evening, but it will be a test as we know.
We mentioned the players who aren't available tonight, and we didn't even include the long-term injuries, Kulusevski and Madison and people like that. So quite able to keep that in. I must say, I thought he handled himself tremendously well yesterday because he knew the questions were coming, but instead of trying to duck them, he took them on, didn't he, and tried to explain to people in the room just exactly what had been happening over the previous 48 hours.
Absolutely, mate. Listen, there's no getting away from the fact that he's under pressure. Results would indicate that, but what he's not a daft man. He's a very intelligent man, and he handled it superbly well.
Given away there by Ben Sabaini. Here's Oliver. Seems a bit couldn't quite slow him down, but Ben Sabaini then gets the other side in front of the Dortmund supporters.
Porter went forward there, Porter ran forward to help him, obviously, but I think he actually hindered him in the end. To tell you the truth, there he goes. Just comes into his eye line and his path. Certainly keen to get forward.
There are people in there doing the orchestrating who might not see a kick tonight. Kevin Danso and now Lucas Bergveld. They shouldn't lack for energy tonight, just looking down this Tottenham line, but they're an athletic group, aren't they? When you look at the players that he has been able to pick.
And we know how important that is nowadays. Want to be able to go about the pitch. And Gray and Bergveld in particular can handle that side of it, no problem.
Attacking on that side with the Swedish international Daniel Svensson. Simon's to destiny a doggy.
Touch some Simons there.
Borussia Gray, Lucas Bergveld. I think Romero's a massive player for them tonight in terms of leadership and keeping it stuck together.
Absolutely, he's a massive player, full stop for him. Just needs to keep it under control. How many times have we said that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Kuto. When he's top of the corner.
One.
I'll tell you something, I think it could be a long night for Jan Kuto in that right-sided defensive position because Jen Spence fancies it, particularly outside him.
Absolutely.
He's clearly got the legs of him.
It's Julian Ryerson at the weekend, so perhaps feels that Couto's the better option here tonight. That's why he's made the change. So Toro, who really pulled the corner up for Romero from the other side, is going to take it with a bit of in-swing from this side of the pitch.
Who have got no ball? Nice ball,
Here I see with the header, and then there's the miskick by Odeberg, but he's got back on the ball.
Yes! Christian Romero has scored in the defeat to West Ham on Saturday. Gives Tottenham the lead in North London. Why did I feel that? So that's 5 goals this season now for Christian Romero. Got one on the weekend, so I'm hoping that something similar doesn't have the bigger picture. And that's exactly the start Spurs want to. It's an excellent start. The ball comes out from the corner from Poro. And it's a miss-hit, but I'll say it again, those legs. It's really poor. A professional player of that standard can turn his back on the ball. Julian Brandt spots don't care and not simply. But what is he thinking about? Tugging the jersey there. There you are. Good ball across, slow and hard. I'll tell you what. Fish place.
Yes, and that's a good point. That's a
Top
good
out.
point.
Is what we
Lovely ball across and Wilson Odeberg. Low and hard. Take your
fifth
chances.
place.
And the Spurs take the trouble. Central defender gets in there first. Great start. Can't say not deserved it. They come out of traps well. So Tottenham Hotspur 1, Borussia Dortmund 0, and all eyes on the man who's just scored the goal for them from this set piece, Christian Romero. Simon sends it in. There's all kinds of time for Danso. It needed to be a better header, really, given the time and space he got. But when they do come off to the far post, Spurs, they can't find them. Where's Romero smashing one in? Seems like they've not quite worked out Tottenham's setup and set pieces, Alan. Romero's right behind them. Romero's got to be screaming out there. That said, Romero's looked dangerous. Borussia running to difficulty. And then we must do the brilliance. Anton. And it's nearly brilliant from Xavi Simon. He just plays it to the wrong side of the forward. The interception was good enough, but the forward pass was nearly sublime. That's why the point. It was the left back with Doggy playing as a centre forward. Yeah. Having a go. The first thing he's done is sprint back into his defensive position. But just looking at the way the Spurs are lining up when Dortmund have got the ball, Spence almost drops back to left back, doesn't he? And then Udogie becomes almost a partner for Romero. Which both sides are brought back into fight out of possession. It's clear that's what's happening. Spence is not back in left back position. And obviously Toro on the right hand side there. There you go, with Udogie in the centre circle over there. And it's the same with Dortmund. Svensson's coming back in that left back position, and Couto's going back in the right back position. So both teams obviously dropping into a 5 out of possession. So Anton, Johnny Simmons was working hard on inside. Now wobbling away bit in the turn, and the Spurs with their tails up on the lead at the moment. CYAB finding Julian Brandt, but he's given the ball away. He's just brilliant again there, Simon. He's invited Anton to play it judgment by Benson by England. Started to push forward. They are checking for potential penalty as well as Oliver slips in. Jimmy Seabold's got the chance. They'll get the corner. My screen at home, Ali, says potential penalty check. So, well,
Do you know something? It's a chance. But I think Solanke should give it in behind the other centre-back.
and let me tell you, it's gone from white to yellow. So Dennis Hickler from the Netherlands is the video assistant, and that's all they're having a look at. So the game's just being halted at the moment while he waits for confirmation.
I'm laughing. There's been that many penalties over the last 10 days. I'm terrified to open my mouth here, Fletch.
I'm with you.
But getting back to the point there. Lovely move again down the right hand side, and I was watching Solanke, and he comes in front, and I'm just thinking, is he go blindside of the centre back and he's got a chance of a tap in?
Yeah, let's just make the point on the penalty and concentrate on that for a second, because there are different legislations in the Champions League than there are in the Premier League. It doesn't automatically follow suit. He's still looking, Dennis Hickler.
Well, I'm telling you right now, my opinion is that is very, very harsh in this given. I'm sticking out there already.
So Joe Bellingham waits and finally check over, so no penalty. Ali was right. And Spurs do have a corner. They've scored 11 goals in the Premier League from corners, so they're good from this situation. It's hoisted in by Spence. Romero's coming in to challenge the goalkeeper. And Koval kept his concentration. Quickly wants to get Adeyemi away. That's a tremendous kick out by the keeper. Just looks like Vicario was a sitting duck and he lifted it over it.
Fletch, that cannot happen. It's a kick out the partners at 1v1. That's impossible. I don't care if you're attacking you with a corner, you've got a set play. You've got to have two back marking one. That can't happen.
I would just like to tell everybody at home who's not got the same vantage point that I have that Ali's gone from a seated position, he's now standing in the commentary box, so excitement is building. It's not like Vicario gliding. No wonder he's standing up.
Well, 20 minutes in fact. Does he take his eye off? I think he does.
Do you think he's feeling like that? That's not the way Johan Cruyff actually drew it up. Spurs have to be delighted though with the opening 21 minutes here tonight. They got the goal, they've been the better team. And we've seen very little apart from a couple of Adeyemi breaks from Borussia Dortmund.
And the point is this, when you've got somebody with the pace of Adeyemi and he's lightning quick, you cannot possibly go one for one at the back with somebody like pace. You have to at least double up. If he hits that early with his left foot with a height, it's a goal. He should have hit it. He was unaware of where Vicario was. If he hits it early, he can loft it over him. Yes, chance all right.
Some people there from Romero that Schlotterbeck was trying to pinch. He's got an exciting game and now there's space out there for Tacho Porra. Now Bergvall. Udogi. You can tell that Spence really fancies him against Quito, and that's why he's in behind him again and pulling him down. There's Solanke trying to make him in a room, but Toro came onto it.
He just goes forward, hesitate for a split second, Solanke. What was Spence down his left hand side against? Honestly, against Kuto. He fancies it all night, doesn't he?
Quito can't live with him, Ali, can he? Not at the moment.
No, and I dropped it right away. There you go. Solanke's a lot more defending, excellent defending. He just hesitates ever so slightly.
Into Bradasco.
As you can see here, I think Soderbergh comes in his line. No, it's not. It's definitely Solanke. He was wanting to hit it earlier, wasn't he?
Well, they do score goals, Borussia Dortmund, 19 in the Champions League, which is the joint most in the competition this season, along with the holders Paris Saint-Germain. They average more than 2 goals a game this season, and they've scored in every match they've been involved in, apart from that German Cup loss against Bayer Leverkusen. So you would suspect at some point they'd find a bit more fluidity than we've seen to this point.
Not they got a chance, they will get a chance. It's almost guaranteed.
Nico Schlotterbeck, Julian Brandt, had to explain to his manager and teammates at half-time why he turned his back on the Hotspur shot that led to the Tottenham goal. Svensson had it, lost it, and then conceded a free kick, and he gets a card as well, so that's the first yellow card tonight.
Just catches up, doesn't he? Oh, tell you what, don't think there's any intent, but it's high.
In a look at it, a potential red card. Dennis England straight away has decided to take a look at this.
You would.
Do you know what I was seeing last time for a Champions League game? Brennan Johnson was sent off for something similar, reaching for it, never got the foot down against Copenhagen. Yeah, this has gone from white to yellow as well, so this has just been put up another level.
The only thing that might save him is it looks at his legs straight at the time of contact. I know it will sound crazy, but
By the way, he's going to have a look there. I think he could be in trouble based on the Brennan Johnson one that I saw here. If that's kind of the threshold level that they're dealing with, I think he could be off here.
well, he's nailed right away from that picture.
Yeah.
He's got to look at the
Ah,
action. He
Bodo.
can look at that. Can you look at that as a red card?
That's a Borussia Dortmund. Why do I keep saying that?
His legs straight.
Yeah.
You can actually argue on the
Red card. Dortmund are down to 10. Gets better.
any complaints at the moment. There is
So 1-0 to Tottenham. Christian Romero, Daniel Svensson off for Borussia Dortmund. And we've not even reached on now yet. Alex Gallagher, just for those who are keeping across that home. Here's Archie Gray. I mean, the big challenge for Tottenham now is to get the second goal and give themselves a bit of distance.
I'll tell you where Tottenham can run by in wide positions. Dortmund down to 10 men, 4 on the right hand side.
Seymour's on a tantalising cross, and you asked the question why he didn't hit it. Scored on a heading, I mean, surely.
I'm watching them all the way to build up in that move. And I'm saying get the ball quickly as possible at the right hand side. And I'm going to tell you what, I don't think sure he could. I think it's just a bit too far in front of him. Have I been too kind? Yes.
Well, listen,
That side of tell me I've been too kind.
Listen, I will very, very quickly. I'm not arguing with you about what a finish should look like in the box.
Well, he's onside.
Oh, I know you're right. I think it's just bending away from him, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure he ever had the intention to hit it though, which might well have still his own.
Yeah. I accept that. But get back to the point, wide areas.
Wide areas, yeah. I mean, other bears got the freedom of the target on the right. They just can't cope with Spence on the left, even when there's two of them.
See, the problem Dortmund have got now, like I said, suppose sides dropping back into 5 out of possession. They can only get to 4 now. And there's a switch, that's on all day. That ball's on all day now.
It's to Toro. He's got great delivery from that side, and that was good ball, wasn't it, from Toro.
It's the same run as he should have made earlier. Pull him in, and then nip in behind him. That's a brilliant switch of play. Now watch the movement, the big Anton. Go short, now spin in behind them. What a ball lucky. You get balls like that into the box, Solanke will go on the end of them. I don't have any doubt about that.
One thing that feels important to me tonight, from a Spurs perspective, is if they've made sure tonight they've got Xavi Simons involved in the game right from the start. He's been dictating things in there. A lot of touches.
I think he's in a terrific 30 minutes now.
Fantastic to Spence. Anton picking up the pieces for Borussia Dortmund, and now their captain, Nico Schlotterbeck. Considering managerial changes and all that, you know that Thomas Frank's a good coach. But it's all the players are responding to him, and the way they've gone about it tonight tells you that he's still got them. The way they've come out and played tonight, they're obviously still unified in there. There's no doubt about that.
Finish, goal, Paris. Is it? Goal.
Still a good bit to
It's
go.
goal.
But start
It's goal, finish, too.
aggression and passion and direction.
It's not short, there's a skill like that. It's a night in the Champions League. There's little resemblance to what we see from Tottenham in the Premier League. It's happening again, this European situation, and they seem to enjoy so well.
Yeah, the one precaution would be there's still a good bit to go in the game. We're aware of that.
Julian Brandt gives it away. Kevin Danso, who's playing tonight because Mickey van der Ven is suspended. It's Christian Romero.
Watching Xavi Simons. Brilliant movement, just trying to go on the ball, just trying to run across that line in front of the back four. And they're just in spaces here now. He knows he's enjoying himself and he wants to run the ball. Look at that switch of play again for him. I'll tell you who's got a key part to play now, that'll be Wilson on the bell. He's got to come inside, and if he can, bring the left side of that Dortmund defence in with him and create even more space for him.
Romero to Dominic Solanke. Now Lucas Bergvall. Couto there, handing Amy back to his goalkeeper. A little bit of a ball back to Kobe, wasn't it, as well? Poor Senator Oliver.
Let's check the sun. Yeah, I'm not checking the goal. That's for sure. It's definitely got more points.
So you can see what Archie Gray, Kevin Danso, and Destiny Udogi. It's it back again from Spence, but Anton was firm in the challenge, and that goes behind for the goal kick to Borussia Dortmund. Spurs are the only team in the competition to win all 3 home matches without conceding a goal in any of them. He must be sat there looking at the way they do it in the Champions League and thinking, why do we not do this in the Premier League as well?
That's remarkable, isn't it?
See what
Yeah,
happens.
he's clearly got the confidence.
Why? Smack
I'm not
bottom.
sure that they're recommending too many of them.
Oh, that was good. Right, right. Small swing there.
So Felix, Mitchell, we've hardly mentioned Mitchell and Bellingham quiet in terms of let's get the ball,
There he goes.
particularly Javi Siemens.
And not in.
Particularly his performance so far, Dan. That's one of the reasons we're not mentioning him. Your right back's on all day, get out to him. There you go. Okay.
Goes Toro at pace. And Wilson, one of them. He's just about going to keep that in. Taken off him though by Julian Brandt. Spurs have had 60% of the possession so far. They've got the goal through Romero after 14 minutes. The red card, the straight red for Svensson 10 minutes after that, which has completely changed the complexion of whatever game plan Dortmund brought with them tonight. Toro. Flicked on there by Solanke. It's going to work its way into Jet Spence. Given away by Ben Sabaini, back in by Kevin Danso. Now as far as Christian Romero, but they just can't have any kind of sustained possession, Dortmund, at the moment. And that ball's on Toro again with the ground. Romero, but he's out there.
Still two.
Toro with a low one this time, and that's tidied up in there by Bellingham. Right in front of the Dortmund fans, and despite the fact they're
A low goal.
and a goal down, they're not lacking enthusiasm.
Goal.
Wonderful plans, what he said, will Mandalay. That's the one thing you're guaranteed.
It goes now towards Romero, and then Spence hits it.
He did the right thing. Apart from the execution, he's got to hit it first time. Solanke's position's good. One side of the centre back.
So when you look at that, all those scarves are whizzing around like that, you know, if you put your head straight to a wasp's nest, I think that's what it looked like, but
I have to take your word for it because I don't fancy doing it.
it's not actually great for Christian Romero. He's starting to kick as he gets in the centre forward.
The guy in the game is going to have to drop back in at 4-4-1.
That's hard.
There's just none of the ball at all. Look at that switch again.
We've done exactly what you suggested, but this time it's Toro who's gone inside and left the wide space out there for Oliver.
That's where all the space is in this game. Stand by it. There you are.
Excellent work. Oliver in behind.
Yeah.
What a goal!
2-0. On his return, Dominic Solanke. Oh, we can't mess this up now. Every time we score, connection cuts. It's fucking oh. Get keep have that seat.
offside. This fella again, here we go.
Solanke didn't quite reach in, Spence couldn't quite get there, but now Julian Brett. Even Kevin Danso's playing right wing now. Xavi Simons has hit the target.
Down.
I'm sure you'll agree.
Yes. He's all on balance. And a player that has technical ability, that's very disappointing. I think he just tries to take the laces off or just strike through it. He tries to hammer it. Into the ground. Got to be low and hard into the ground to the goalkeeper's left.
I mean, let's just have a, this is officially a triple doink.
Well, I've scored 1-2 in my day, but not too many like that. I have to tell you, 1-2.
There you go. Yeah, triple doink. Yeah, sure.
I actually think in the grand scheme of things, he should get an assist for that as well.
Well, Dortmund are going to bring on Julian Ryerson, a defender, right-sided defender. I was surprised when I didn't see his name on the
Let's
team
that
sheet.
one with other person.
Because Kuto's had a torrid time, whether
That
it's
guy
him,
hate
we'll wait and
playing.
see.
Always.
And the fact it's 2 now for Spurs just gives them that bit of breathing space and gives them that confidence. I mean, you'd be surprised if they don't score more from here, the way the game's being played, but
He's got to change it. He has to change it. Some way defensively. He's got to change it. You've got a bit of protection by your areas. Look at that again. Here we go again.
Wilson, Oliver, defended by Bensabaini, but given straight back to Lucas Bergvall. I must say, I'm going to give you a direct quote. This has just been said on the goal show on the other side by Joe Cole. He said, only one man can be that excited about that sort of goal, and it's Ali McCoist. That's why he's the best. I've just had it said to me.
I'm actually delighted for Solanke as much as anything. I really am, Fletch.
Do you know what? The last time I was here, I saw Mickey van der Ven score from the edge of his own box, which was the best Champions League goal I've seen for a long time, and I've just seen that one from Solanke. 3 touches on the way in.
Contrasting finish.
What went through his mind as it was rolling towards the post, I wonder?
His left heel by the looks of things.
Smoke flares.
So 2-0 to Tottenham Hotspur against the 10 of Dortmund, and that's given away by Adeyemi. And the pressure from Spurs at the moment relentless.
Smoke is.
That might be the first pass that Xavi Simons has missed tonight, but what does he do? He wins the ball straight back again.
He has been absolutely terrific. You know, sometimes you look at players and you can see them really enjoy themselves. That's exactly what's happened with Xavi Simons.
That ain't gonna come. That's not gonna happen. That is good. Change
Tries to come with it, open his body up a little bit.
Switches on again, looking for Owen space out there on that right position for Spurs. Here's Bergvall. 3 minutes to play in the first half that Tottenham have completely dominated. Here's Xavi Simons to follow by Anton. They're just sat. Julian Ryerson back down again, whether they're going to wait until half-time.
He has not looked comfortable at all, Anton.
His team have had 1 touch in Tottenham's box in almost 43 minutes. So keep an eye on the Tottenham captain from a situation like this. Already on the score sheet tonight.
Yeah.
When he peels off to the far post, Dortmund just seem to lose track of where he is.
What they've got numbers at the back post area so they can put a block on as well and leave somebody deeper to come on to it. long as they stay on side, of course.
So Porro to deliver. Romero free as a bird again. Don't forget, we've got more Champions League for you tomorrow night. Marseille-Liverpool. It's going to be noisy in the Velodrome. Coisty back there for the first time since '93. He'll tell you all about it tomorrow, 7 o'clock, TNT Sports 1. Newcastle against PSV Eindhoven on TNT Sports 2 at 7. And Chelsea against Paphos on TNT Sports 3. So some big games in the Champions League. 2 matches left. Match day 8 next week. There's a goal show bonanza, including Coisty and many, many others. There's all the
Chaos, that programme is. It's chaos.
all the final night permutations
Why
come
can
to pass.
I show that, really?
So 3 minutes, we think, to be added on. Chen Spence on the move here for Tottenham Hotspur up against Couto, who's had a torrid half. Archie Gray. Good forward by Romero. Spence almost got the other side there of Couto. Just caught his arm with a better bounce and he would have been in again.
He'll be ecstatic with that bounce, Couto. Let me tell you. Spence just comes down goal side a little bit. And he's so lucky he doesn't take that in his chest.
There's a European Cup winners' medal in his family.
Yes.
Granddad Frank, who won it with Forest, 1980 against Hamburg. Bright love. The great John Robertson scoring the winning goal. The late great John Robertson.
Legend was the man.
So Bellingham has hardly seen the ball. There's going to be a free kick given here to Spurs for the foul on Porro. Just his arm swinging about there, Bellingham.
He's had some 45 minutes, Porro, he really has. He's actually tackling his own passes now. Caught someone there.
Everything's gone right for him so far. Overall, Spurs have won 11 of the 32 games that he's been involved in. They've actually lost more. They've lost 12 to this point. And they've been beaten 7 times here. On a night where you felt that he'd got to deliver and the players had to deliver. They've certainly done that to this point.
Odegaard's doing well now. He's coming inside the wide man. The wide man's taking 2 steps in and Porro's on again all day.
There he is, just waiting out there on the touchline for the ball. Wilson on it there.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. It was the opposite way that time.
That's the side where the overload is. They seem to have the numbers on the other side, don't they, for Spence?
Yeah.
Well, there might have been boos at full time at the weekend. There's going to be applause and cheering in half time here. And I must say, the Tottenham fans came here tonight with a very good attitude towards the team. They were right behind them from the start. Felt like that was important as well,
Yeah.
based on how the
There's no
players
doubt
must have
about
been
that.
feeling. Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. The big difference so far in the first half, obviously Dortmund down to 10 men down, but the big difference is Udogie's not getting forward nearly as much as Porro. And he's going to get so much joy down that right hand side and it can continue all evening. Udogie's the happier of the 2 defensive fullbacks, just to sit, give it to Spence and let him play and go forward. Porro's certainly more attack minded and so he should be because he's a real threat.
So that's it, half time.
Half time then 17. 2-0 Olympiacos. 2-0 Tottenham. That's not too bad, has it? Can't complain.
In the Champions League for more than 5 years since he got on for Atalanta in a game against Midtjylland. 10 minutes after
Svensson sent off straight red card after a VAR check. The players have just had a little
Yeah, I'm terrible.
conversation amongst themselves
Why
before
put
they
it
go
half
in.
time?
Dominic Solanke with a triple going his first ever Champions League goal. And it was a half-time score at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And Tottenham Hotspur 2, Borussia Dortmund 0.
This program is brought to you by Pepsi, the UEFA Champions League official partner.
The heat is on. In Sri Lanka, England going to battle in 3 crucial ODIs. Here we go! As they fight to keep their World Cup dreams alive. And it's all out fire. With 3 blistering T20s in front of an electric home crowd. And with the T20 World Cup up next, it's time to turn up the heat. Sri Lanka v England, live on TNT Sports.
Delivery? You're in.
I'm in.
I'm in. Look at it, mate. Medium.
I'm in.
I'm in. You're crispy.
There's nothing quite like a delivery. You in? Toss about the noise. My human dad, Doug, is proper happy right now, thanks to squeezing back into his party genes. Apparently, he took this quick healthy choices quiz, got his score and a plan to follow. Next thing you know, he's trying broccoli and doing stretches in front of TV. And my mum Carol did the quiz, and now she drinks less, but goes out more.
Search NHS Healthy Choices Quiz to get a score and a plan that's right for you.
Everyone is home, gaining the internet, EE broadband will keep up. More people are choosing EE broadband. Switch to the UK's fastest broadband provider. Adobe Acrobat Studio is who me with the PS faces and AI do. Dragon research, AI insight from your thoughts. Look the data up, do a recap, generate a slip rock. ASAP, you did your thing, it's time to share and let your team build from there. I hate generate good work quick, let AI assist to do the tricks. Do rap talk, yeah, you want to do that, do that, do that, dog. Now you can do that with Acrobat. Now you can do that with a all new Acrobat. When it comes to insurance, people are like the savvy choice, like getting £50 off hotels or flights when you buy car or home insurance. Securing your matter with the right policy for you, finding holiday cover that's the perfect fit, and protecting even the most pampered of pooches. So, when it comes to a savvy decision, now that's savvy.
Sometimes a gesture is enough. Small gestures can touch us in seconds, even when you're cooking. When you use higher artificial intelligence to inspire you to create new dishes, you can make your presence truly felt, even remotely, so that everything is tailored to your taste and you can enjoy the cooking process. Some moments can say a lot about you, but a gesture has a gift. It connects with others instinctively. Higher. Connect to extraordinary.
All-inclusive to over 100 destinations. Adventure awaits on our cruise. Atoll and Active Protected.
It's like the end of an era, you know. But I'm ready. I've had my bike a moment. Plus it's free to sell on eBay and I got a really good price. Goodbye, like a girl.
Hi.
Okay, next. When it's this easy to sell for free, you can't help but say when it's eBay.
That's a huge night in the Champions League, but just enough time to tell you about a huge night on Saturday because Britain's Paddy Pimblett returns to the UFC Octagon when he takes on Justin Butcher for the interim lightweight title in Las Vegas. You can watch UFC 324 exclusively live on TNT Sports. Okay, well, I think the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium has been waiting a long time for a night like this. Quarter of an hour in, and their captain does this, Gareth Bale.
Yeah, no, I think it was exactly the start that they needed. They need their leaders, their captain to stand up and kind of take responsibility. Obviously, there's a little bit of luck with the missed strike, but yeah, to follow up, put a hard no cross on it, is kind of hit that hard. He just needs to guide in. So great start for Tottenham, exactly what they needed to get the fans on their side, like we said, and yeah, I think they played fantastic.
Andy McCoy was very upset about Julian Brown and that turn and missing the ball, letting it out of his sight. What do you think about that, Owen?
First of all, I want to say the finish is brilliant from Brown. Brown, I would say, is because you get a volley, it's natural for a player to turn probably a little bit. Again, you get a little bit of luck, but you need it. When you're under pressure, you need a bit of luck. But I thought the energy and body language has been fantastic from the start of the game.
Yeah, it really has. But you know what? It made it slightly easier for the rest of the game because Dortmund, the last thing they would have wanted was to see red. And this is exactly what happened. Was this a little bit softer than anything else that that defense could have done?
When you see it on the still guard, you think, it looks really bad, but there's no real force in this.
Yeah, for me, it's not a red card. I think, again, you slow these things down on VAR, and for the referee, it looks a lot worse than it is. Yeah, for me, it wasn't because there was no real intent to play. It was more mistimed, his legs dangle, his caught in an awkward place. I understand, but for me, it was a yellow. But I think, even though that was the red card, I think Tottenham was still playing fantastic before the send-off.
And that's been a good point in commentary. He kind of left his foot there just a little bit too long. And I think when the refs look at that on a still, I think they're always going to give it.
You give them the opportunity to send you off by doing that. But yeah, for me it wasn't. But again,
I thought it was a bit soft. But Dortmund, I've never seen Dortmund play so poor.
Yeah.
You know, obviously I don't think they had a shot on target. Obviously, getting a man's enough. Niko Kovac will be absolutely furious.
Absolutely fuming. Thomas Ragnar will be very happy because it became 2-0. I tell you what, Dominic Solanke, I don't know if he knew he was going to score this, but you know what? You'll just take it, won't you?
I think I'll use my golf reference. There's no pictures on the scorecard, so yeah, it's one of those that he won't care. Tottenham fans don't care. That ball's in the back of there, 2-0, and yeah, I think thoroughly deserved from the play that they made.
Good to see him on the score sheet, though. It's been a long time coming.
I'm telling you, Rash, he meant that. he had to giggle, you know, he knew, but again, we said you needed a lot, and they've had some of that first
They've definitely had a little bit, and I had a little bit more than just a bit of luck as well. Thomas Frank will be absolutely delighted, captain leading from the front, and then Dominic Solanke getting on the score sheet as well after so long out. The second half is going to be huge, and it's going to be up next.
This program is brought to you by Pepsi, UEFA Champions League, official partner.
The finger.
So let's see.
Big Bang Theory, weekdays from 5, exclusively free on TLC or stream on Discovery Plus.
This might be the one we're waiting for. From space.
No, from sky.
The UK's fastest broadband speeds from any major provider.
Hiya. Americano, please. The house blend. Splash of milk.
Are you going to do this every time?
Nescafe Zero Americano.
Have you got that this or?
Irresistible smooth barista-style coffee at home.
When you run a business, great communication is vital.
I just transfer you. I think I just got them off. Welcome to the all-new Hi-Hi 4, the business phone that's refreshingly easy to use. Now with new features like two-touch call transfer and the ability to listen to call recordings directly from your phone. As always, it's all backed up by our UK-based support. Find out more at hihi.co.uk. Hi.
Hi.
Cousin. He's dead.
Why did you leave me?
Why did you betray your own heart? I won't stand for the fiend. I won't have you near. So kiss me. And let us both be damned.
Wuthering Heights in cinemas February 13.
Seems to be the ideal. Please remember.
Sergey, nobody wants to sit down. Get more me time. When you save with Compass Market, the simplest way to save. You're going to realize it one day. Happiness was never about being like the others. One day you're going to see it. But happiness was always about the discovery. And listening to your heart and following it wherever it chose to go.
The resolution you will want to keep. The Mazda CX-30, available 0% APR representative and a £750 deposit contribution during the Mazda January sale. Order by the 31st of January. Mazda, crafted for Japanese soul.
Just your opening points. And the Forest captain scores. Mark Daniel delivering to the Celtic supporters. Is tonight going to be the night? It is time to start and make the move.
No, the same, man. Thomas Hampson. We don't get knocked out.
This program is brought to you by Qatar Airways, UEFA Champions League official partner.
Welcome back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where Tottenham are 2 goals up and Dortmund are a man down. They're just making a substitution, hoping to claw something back from this hugely important game as both sides look to book their place in the last 8 of this competition. Let's get back to our commentary team, Ali McCoist and Darren Fletcher.
Thank you, Rashford. So confirmation of the changes. They've taken on 2 attack-minded players, Julian Brandt and Girassi, the centre forward. He didn't really see the ball in the first half, but they brought on Emre Can, who it looks as though he's going to sit in front of the back three. He's taken the captain's armband as well. And Julian Ryerson, who is a natural wing-back, and he's got this job of trying to deal with this Porro-Oliver combination down the top of right, Ali.
Yeah, no real surprise there. We've got to tighten up a lot with the back, and they've clearly gone with Adeyemi, kind of lone striker through the middle, try and utilise his pace.
It's a Tottenham team who are trying to win here for the first time since they beat Slavia Prague on the 9th of December. They haven't got 5 games without a win at home since Juande Ramos was the manager back in 2008. And it's trending in the right direction in terms of getting them back on track here in this Champions League match. tonight. I've got to say, I think the highlight of the half for me was Dominic Solanke's reaction to his goal.
Yeah,
Had a good giggle to himself in front of the fans, didn't he?
absolutely.
Nico Slotterbeck finding Karim Adeyemi. Metcha. First attacking involvement down this side for Ryerson. Slotterbeck to Metcha. So brother Lucas is at Leeds United. Here's Emre Can. Taken down there by Xavi Simons, but they get the ball straight back again here. Borussia Dortmund, Ben Sebaini, and now Ryerson. Slotterbeck,
Really
moving
good,
to
really good.
Lucas Burkhardt. What about this first statistic?
Manchester City.
For the first time on Opta's records, which started in the 03-04 season, Borussia Dortmund about to record a shot in a single half of the UEFA Champions League match. It's never happened in 20 plus years.
Well, we did mention in
City
the
won.
first half the top scorers in the tournament so far with 19 goals, and honestly, and also they've scored in every away game that they played this year in all competitions, so there's still plenty of time.
It's also not lost on anybody that Tottenham's leading scorer in the Champions League this season. Own goals at the moment, which is quite an anomaly at this stage of the competition, especially for a team who might not qualify automatically for the next phase. And he's going to turn it back eventually here for the free kick. He was just waiting to see whether it opened up there for Bellingham, but Metcha was caught. Bergvall, the offender.
I think Bellingham's clever here, you know. Because I think if he knows, if he plays it to the right hand side, the referee lets it go after the free kick, which it is there. When the ball comes to Bellingham, he looks right, and if he plays it, I think the referee lets this go. But it's clever play from Bellingham. He comes back on, and he's got a fair idea that he's going to get the free kick.
Without the young one.
Clever.
So Vicario organising things. If there is going to be a way back in for Dortmund, it might be a situation like this. The two subs are over it. The half-time subs, Ryerson and Chan.
On the way they're shaping up, it's sounding like a bit Chan with power on Ryerson.
What's gone?
I think back across himself to the goalie's right.
So Ryerson hits it. Just not able to do anything about that with the goalkeeper Vicario.
You can see he's shaping up to do that. A little bit further away than you think, but it's still a well-struck free kick.
Anton into the ball first. Here's Adeyemi. Now Metcha. No free kick this time. So Oliver can start to come along for Tottenham, and then Pedro Porro. I mean, I suspect it would have been pretty straight to the point from Niko Kovac at half-time. Based on that, really, he said that the goal not behind now.
It's relatively straightforward for both coaches. One says same again. The other one says, let's give me the opposite, but you gave me that 45 minutes.
A good 5 minutes before Spurs. There on the pitch. Oliver is battling well. There's Ben Sebaini though for Borussia Dortmund. Intercepted there by Destiny Udovic. It's interesting what Owen said at half time. He said he'd never seen Dortmund play this badly in a Champions League match, and he's seen plenty of them.
They're really poor, haven't they?
Just wonder whether he regrets not making the change sooner and putting Rice in all sooner when he was only 1-0.
Well, they should have
It's not that space at the start of this half.
No, they've been back to a 5, haven't they? I mean, the Kucho's dropped back into the right-hand side defensive role, and obviously Ryerson's come on that left-hand side, because that's where the danger was coming from. All 45 minutes, that space on the right-hand side, all the ball would come inside, Porter would get outside them and spotted it out. And they used it and played it really, really well. So Ryerson's come on, and that left side defensive, and then he goes back in there, alongside Bensabeni, to give him a little bit of a hand, and there's a 5 like the cross now. There's your picture right there. And they'll play the 5-3-1, and when they're in position, the two wider boys will try and get forward.
Little touchdown from Simon, so he got beyond the move, and then Jet Spence. There's Dominic Solanke. He just seemed to turn his back as he made that clearance for Borussia Dortmund. Someone's losing out over there for the other number 7, Joe Bellingham.
Go. Oh, that's a goal.
Giving Ganso to Pedro Toro. Now Lucas Bergvall.
Cheers,
Followed
Phil.
by Emre Can. Steady rain falling at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's Christian Romero. His first Champions League goal for a long, long time. Got the ball rolling for Spurs after 14 minutes tonight. Nicely done on that side by Destiny and Doggy. Now Jet Spence. Xavi Simons makes some room, and they can't find the finish at the end of it.
We know it.
Again, he does it. First part very, very well. Nice football, control football down the left-hand side from Tottenham. Goes back inside, gets his half yard, and the finish isn't a good one.
So Romero looking for the same ball.
Yeah, there's just a lack of communication there.
Trying to do it. Julian Rice.
Really switched on Porter there. That's Ryerson getting forward in that position, which he has to do. So he never got shipped forward. Kuto on the other side as well, but it's got to be done.
Schlotterbeck. Didn't quite get to Adeyemi. Here's Emre Can, who's lost a couple of Champions League finals, one with Liverpool, one with Dortmund. Oh, Anton, Nico Schlotterbeck. Too much of that to Toro. And they've got the man over. Also on the back and get on the ball. It's good defending though by Schlotterbeck. I've got to say, you very rarely see Schlotterbeck have a bad game.
That's great defending. It's excellent defending because he gets tight to prevent the cross getting in behind him. He makes the player either put it round him or go back the way. It's top defending.
Problem here for Lucas Bergvall. I think that's it, just a knee on knee with Emre Can. What do you think then, Goldstein? He's got one of each on. He's got the pink on the right and the yellow on the left.
I'd go the other way.
Archie Gray's gone in to cover him up, but you can see it now.
I'd have went the other way. I'd have went pink left, yellow right. Yeah.
Not just took a pair of black ones online. You would have gone back in your heyday. Did you wear colour blue? Or would it always black bit?
Always black bitch.
I wish people at home could see the way you're looking at me right now.
Well, look at the stare. What's up this thing? I can't believe you asked me the question.
What's at this thing? So, what I would say though, if anybody can carry that off, it's just
Yep.
don't forget we've got the Europa League match day 7 every game live. That's from 5 o'clock on Thursday. Plus the TNT Sports channels and Discovery Plus. Premier League game of the weekend. West Ham, Sunderland. West Ham who won here. 11 o'clock we start. And the cricket, England returning to the crease this week. The White Ball Tour of Sri Lanka begins in Colombo. We're going to start Thursday, 8:45 in the morning on TNT Sports One. Every match live. And the first ODI on Thursday morning. 2-0 to Tottenham Hotspur here through Christian Romero and Dominic Solanke. And the fact that Daniel Spencer was sent off in the first half has just made it easier for Spurs.
More composure, the ball from the goalkeeper should be out the left-hand side there.
There's a double hit for Schlotterbeck. He's entered. He's landed awkwardly here. I don't know whether somebody's landed on him or whether it was just the way that he fell. And it's a painful one all the same. I wonder whether it's indicating somebody's landed on his foot. Might well be Dominic Solanke. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah.
Well
So
done.
he's not getting a great deal of sympathy at the moment. I mean, there is teammates or the opposition Schlotterbeck.
I would suggest you that particular challenge is going maybe more his way than the other way in the past. Yeah, painful.
I'm slightly surprised that it was as angry as he was when it happened, based on the fact that certainly didn't get the impression Solanke had done too much.
No, it's accidental, of course.
Might well be it for Lucas Bergvall tonight.
Yeah, it's a shame he's struggling, you can see it. He's obviously frustrated, disappointed.
They've got Junai Byfield warming up, one of the youngsters on the bench. They've got 4 17-year-olds on there tonight. Tottenham. I mean, the only senior man really as an outfield player is Randall Colo Mawani. Dane Scarlett, I suppose, has a bit of experience. But then you've got Callum Olusesi, Tynan Thompson, Malachi Hardy, Junai Byfield, Luca Williams-Barnett, Yusuf Cambridge, and then James Mousewell. That's Junai Byfield who's out there getting himself ready if needed.
The referee brandished a yellow card just under their fledge. I think it might have been Solanke, I'm not sure. We'll have a wee look to the bench perhaps.
So Julie Rice is going to try this long throw in for Borussia Dortmund. Didn't get anywhere near the purchase of it. Kuto running back, pursued there by Xavi Simons. Bergvall clearly is going to be struggling to carry on. I mean, he's not moving any freer than he was a few minutes ago. Here's Karim Adeyemi for Borussia Dortmund, and he gets away there from Jet Spence. he sees someone get a knock, he will start to worry, you know. Thomas Frank, when you think about the players he hasn't got, decimated in certain areas. So there is Junai Byfield, who's going to be coming on to make his first team debut for Tottenham Hotspur. He's still only 17 years of age. That's an interesting ball by Ben Sebaini that was well defended by Christian Romero. Richard sends it in, Danso made the block, and they hit by Anton, who is scored the against Manchester City. They're in the league phase.
Too easy now, a throw in. Switched off. Steve, the one that's nickel forwards, they tell them about the credit for the switch.
What a big moment this is. It's a disappointing end of the night for Lucas Bergvall. But Junai Byfield, England under-18 international, who's been a Tottenham player since he was 8 years of age. He's come through the academy. He's been on the bench 7 times so far, but this is the first time he's come on in a competitive game for Tottenham Hotspur. What a big night for him and his family.
Yeah, pass it right.
So that's a really good, isn't it?
I was going to say that, it's not happening now. It looks as though Poro's moved into that position. Bergvall was in. And Byfield's come out on the right-hand side.
Let's see a double change. Dortmund coming up. Carney Chukwuemeka, who we know all about. And Fabio Silva as well. He was at Wolves. He doesn't score many, but I'm going to try and send him on as well. And he's been a lot more competitive. Well, he's he made the change in there. Did he leave one?
Yeah, that's right for me. Clearly, Ryerson on that left-hand side and dropping Kuchelmark in the fly has made a massive difference because Poro was running right in the first 45 minutes. You'd thought he'd made the change early, but he's done it, and it's certainly stifled Tottenham in attacking areas for sure.
So Rice and Rosary wants the ball. Whether he can deliver the right kind of ball remains to be seen. Having done so in there, and there was a foul anyway that's gone Tottenham's way.
Oh.
So Fabio Silva for Kareem Adeyemi. Carney Chukwuemeka for Felix Mecha. Show of support from the travelling Dortmund army. There's Dominic Solanke for Tottenham Hotspur. Xavi Simons, who hasn't seen as much of the ball in the second half as he did in the first. All the Bears found his space closed out by Ryerson's introduction over here. That's a lovely turn by Fabio Silva. What a way to announce yourself on the game.
What was the first touch of the game?
Emre Can.
Yes.
And Thompson. Switch of play there from Anton, which was headed away by Byfield, whose first touch was greeted by a chair and applause. There he is again.
Again, it's a silly free kick to give away though. Defend them under pressure.
Touch. Before Arsenal.
I think they've got to the bottom of the yellow card.
It's
It was
high
shown,
five
it
for
was
that.
shown to
5
the
stars.
I think it was shown to the Tottenham physio, Steve Davis.
5.
Might be the first time I recall a physio getting a booking, but I think that good day knows what he did.
Will the referee replace the ball?
No one had
And that fella certainly
That's
appreciated his efforts
almost
there. And so he should referee the opposition again.
doesn't got the best
Good tackle.
credits for losing.
So there is Junai Byfield, who becomes Tottenham's youngest ever Champions League player at 17 years and 45 days.
It's unbelievable.
Little touch by Oliver and his Petro Porro, but that's good work from the substitute, Fabio Silva.
Excellent defensive work. Yeah, he's more at home at the other end of the pitch, but that was excellent.
Since the old Steve McLaren debacle all those years ago, managers aren't allowed in any way, shape or form to cover up in the rain, are they? Since the old rolling thing. They don't put a hood up, but just stand down there and get wet now. Nobody dare do anything.
And rightly so, that was poor from Steve. Wasn't it really?
One of the great headlines, I must say. Spurs are going to make another change. They're going to take off Dominic Solanke and send on Randall Kolo Luani. Romero's header for Tottenham. Byfield looking to try and win it back against Fabio Silva. Emre Can. Anton. Akuto. Filling there towards Fabio Silva and Julian Rice. Not enough power on it, but they don't Thomas Frank's mind. They don't feed a goal here and let
No, they just don't want to, they don't want to be giving them any encouragement at all, Dan. I mean, we mentioned the change at half-time have made a significant difference to the game.
This is really damage.
It's coming down quite steady here.
Well, the headers are open. Well, the scores. Maybe that's 5-3.
Julian Ryerson. Samaini. Now Schotterman.
It's a bit of verbals here. I'm enjoying that. That was interesting. Byfield, the two substitutes, Byfield and Ryerson. Ryerson tried a little give it go and Byfield blocked him. Ryerson not too happy with it.
Johnny Seymour's trying to be tricky. Anton ran it well. Here's Dunningham. Now Yankuto. So Dominic Solanke's night is over. But he got his goal in the first half. He's triple going. I like the celebration as much as anything goes to. Please, here we go. Brilliant. Currently in the Champions League goal, not the way he dreamt it.
They won't want too much, I'll tell you.
Had a decision to make, though, didn't he, Thomas Frank? He's got a lot of things going through his mind, but he made the decision to take out Matisse Tell from the Champions League squad and reinsert Dominic Solanke, who's played him back with a goal.
Absolutely.
Morrison up against Byfield. Romero didn't need to hit it really, did he?
So communication again. Corner gets caught on it there. Goalkeeper has to be screaming at his centre back there, Dan.
The one thing Tottenham don't want, and the supporters in particular, is a goal back for Dortmund and then those demons start to fly around your brain.
Correct.
What's that? That's third one. Right. Even when we can get considered.
So Bellingham, Romero got there a fraction late there. He's also unlucky.
centre back, somewhere as you would expect.
The shot the next goal to the other side. It's Anton and Bensabaini this side. Emre Can takes it. Bensabaini was jumping. Vicario comfortably underneath that one. To the Udogi, to Xavi Simons. Taps on the tower up to Wilson Oliver. Spurs playing well through midfield there. Udogi. Simons looking for space.
Tries to Xavi Simons. Tries to get the crowd offside. Simons also crowd on the side.
You know, he got across the face of the goalkeeper, and that said, Cobble does well with the goal. His angles are good.
To take the corner in front of this giant bank of supporters behind Cobble's goal. Kevin Benso and Christian Romero in there. Junai Byfield is in there as well. What a moment it would be if he could score a Champions League goal. It's a free header for Christian Romero. Every time they've got a set piece, he's as free as a bird.
Well, I keep an eye on Susan, and I suppose the thing, I know they're not at the best angles, but it's a brilliant ball, put in again in the back post area, and it spins round the back of Romero.
Well, Arsenal
Tries to get it back across.
No stage did anybody even consider running down.
And that's been stat.
I think he certainly won the corner kick.
That's been stat.
You see Max Payet coming on in a second. He's going to come on and replace 16 minutes left. Spurs holding on to this 2-0 lead. There's Xavi Simons. I think the Tottenham crowd have really enjoyed him tonight, Simons.
Penalty.
Look, there's any doubt, he's played it exceptionally well. Best I've seen him actually for a while, to be honest.
Obviously has experience of Dortmund from his time with RB Leipzig as well. Gray ran into Julian Rice and Xavi Simons looking for a referee.
The referee thought when you're down there.
Dortmund are trying to make the change, which I think they can do. I think I don't know if that's the legacy of Xavi Simons running into him.
Oh, the referee's
The
injured.
change. Max Payet, who scored twice in his last 4 matches, he's coming on to replace Jan Kuto.
Substitute referee. 1-1.
Switch. Ryerson going over the other side there. There's Conley back sitting in the referee. Poor vision. Lack of awareness of the referee.
I think he's smashed his back up there, look. Which they need a new one. They're quite delicate, those. They're the kind of things we use, aren't we?
Oh my days.
The fact is that
The referee's
Simmons
okay.
got across the bridge of his
He's
nose doesn't seem to concern you an awful lot, does
It
it?
is not easy because he's been reprimanded on the microphone.
Yeah, get back to the substitution there. Max Mears come on the left-hand side.
Sporting 1, PSG 0. Oh my god.
Barrow's in it. Simons looking to try and beat Bellingham to the ball. Here's Udogi. Kolo Muani. Stones running for Schlotterbeck. Tottenham can power forward here with Randall Kolo.
Oh.
So he's quite entitled to stand his ground in there.
defending that. You stand in your ground, comes back on, there he goes. Good defending.
Suarez scored for Sporting. Not that it's Suarez, he's a different Suarez. Sporting, wow, that's Tottenham were fourth. Ah, we were fifth from that fourth place. Ah, we've gone up to fourth.
Here's Kevin Danso.
We're higher than the Champions League.
Nice touch by Carlo Moore. He just didn't quite come up, did he?
Across the face of him, it's a correct one.
Seamont's plays it through again. It's a lovely ball. Goalkeeper's there to the cover next
Oh,
save. He made the
that.
save anyway.
Staggered, they came and
Chicken.
Sorry, I've hit it 2 lines, Ellie.
oh! And I think the finish is through his legs. I might be wrong. Goalkeeper comes mid, stops that.
Here he is again, Carlo Moore. And now Spence. Ben Sebaini was the one that smuggled the ball away. Getting closer to a third goal now, you feel, Spurs. Toro. He's starting to come and save again. Probably the right decision this time, but look at the speed down that side to keep the ball in play. And Ted Spence.
Does he know he's on? He can manage to check. He knows all of it.
I mean, not sure. There's the first one.
Brilliant again from the little fella. What a pass this is. What a through ball. Goalkeeper comes, stays. What a right now. It's through his legs all day. All day is through his legs.
Xavi Simons.
I'm going to tell you something, that's not a bad ball, eh? That is not a bad ball. If the centre forward spins round the back, it ain't a bad ball.
Emre Can. It goes by Ben Sebaini to Bayer, and now Chukwuemeka. Carlo Maloney did slot the back to it, but the German international still came away with the ball. Bellingham. Fabio Silva, defended over there. Destiny Udogi, no Xavi Simons, who was nice and patient in possession. Space is the central player at the moment. For Tottenham, dispossessed in there by Fabio Silva. Won it back now, so play from Space. Simons.
Fact.
I'm allowed on that. He's been that good this evening. I'm allowed on that.
8 points clear Coventry.
The state overs.
Beaten Millwall 2-1.
Yeah, I know. I've been extremely
I'm delighted to show you this because I'm trying to get the Benny Hill music to go with it. Jet Spence goes over, and then while he's down low, over goes Schlotterbeck at the same time. I thought you'd enjoy that.
I did.
That was touchless for 5 minutes. So, that's out.
15 attempts to 3 tonight. For Tottenham Hotspur, 5 of them on target. Brought them 2 goals, Christian Romero and Dominic Solanke in the first half. I mean, they've been more competitive in the second half. Borussia Dortmund, but hasn't managed to bring them the goal to get them back in the match. Goes Chukwuemeka, and Ganso was nice and
And
alert.
down for 2.
He caught well from right field there. He just got a call under his feet a little bit there. He's made him to out.
Spurs 8.5 minutes away from a big win for them, big win for got to 14 points in the Champions League table as well, and keep alive their hopes of finishing in the top 8. I must say, I've seen Frankfurt on their own pitch. They'll get chances over there. We were there together when they played Liverpool that night.
Certainly will.
That's another there. July Byfield.
They just need to widen and lengthen the game a little bit, Tottenham, when they've got the ball and utilise the extra man. They haven't done it as well second half.
Lincoln would say at the moment, Ali, if you look at the current Champions League table as it stands, if Tottenham do win tonight, they'd move to 5th in the table. So inside the top 8, they'd be above Manchester City, above Atalanta, who have still got to play tomorrow, and above Inter as well. So they would be on course as it stands with Frankfurt away to avoid the necessity of a playoff. When you think about the schedule for the English teams, you'd do well to avoid 2 more matches, wouldn't you?
Of course you would. Takes a little bit of Fabio Silva after it. Well, he goes through his legs, doesn't he? No, I think he's very unlucky here.
So Vicario frantically organising things. He's trying to move Xavi Simons, the one-man wall, into Ryerson's eye line. It's a good header away by Archie Gray for Tottenham.
6-1 for Madrid.
Dillingham. Anton was trying to run in, but Romero had got things under
Like
control.
that down too much.
Until he hadn't got things under control. Was that the kiss of death?
Well, it's a perfect example of thinking about what you're going to do with the ball before you've got the ball. It's exactly what it is.
Everyone else.
See, he's actually looking up, thinking, who can I hit? Instead of getting under control of all that. Even you.
It's a corner that Borussia Dortmund didn't expect, and it was headed on by Slotterbeck as well, and that could have been a tricky situation there for Tottenham. Here's Bellingham. Now Emre Can. Funny Chukwuemeka. Now the corner taken right, so that's not a bad ball in either. Danso heads it away. Just a bit of pressure here for Tottenham to deal with. Lifted in by Emre Can, on by Nico Slotterbeck, and that's taken by Vicario. But the initial chance there for Slotterbeck was the one, Ali.
I think it was a better chance than he initially thought. It's a good delivery in, and it looks a free header. It's not a late coming. No. I'm just wondering if Ryerson left his boot out. I think he's more capable of it. Yeah, it is. He's in a bit high, isn't he? And has a kick as well. Yeah, I thought there was a little bit more to it than meets the
Silva
eye.
would have done it. Very nice.
Anton's defending.
That last season.
Xavi Simons.
Silva.
Just trying to take on one too many. Bellingham with nice feet to get away. Hotspur was a foul by Goggins. Disappointed by the decision from Glenn Nyberg.
Just been a little stop-start the last 10 minutes or so.
Let's have a look at the Schlotterbeck chance, Ali.
Yeah. It's a good delivery in from
Yes.
Wilson, isn't it? Yeah. I think it's maybe... It's a chance, there's no doubt about it. Who as it comes across him? Well, it's a better chance than I thought, you know. I really do.
He gets all of it.
Yeah, because Byfield comes in, but a little bit late. You feel he should have done better there.
This team less than 3 minutes plus additional time away from the victory that for now is going to put them into the top 8 on this Champions League table. Frankfurt away to come next week for Spurs. If they win that, then I think they should be in automatically, which when you think about the troubles they've had in the Premier League, would be a welcome relief. Although that's in towards Silva, and that's really good defended by Destiny Udogie, who took all of the responsibility himself.
Excellent cover.
The bats of Baini, and that's not a good enough cross.
You can't lose it in there. He does very, very well initially to cover the run, but once he gets in that position, he's got to lose it in behind the left back. He can't play it inside and get cut out. His cover's good, very good there. Does the hard bit exceptionally well. Once you get in that position, you can't play it in there and lose it. You've got to lose it down the line.
Spurs on the verge of extending their unbeaten run in European football at home to 24 matches. The last loss against Leipzig almost 6 years ago. Tottenham in the sequence of 4 games without a win prior to tonight as well. For Thomas Frank, and start to put a plaster on the wound that was gaping after the home defeat against West Ham at the weekend. Nice by it. Rudy Bensabaini. Now Nico Schlotterbeck. Byfield didn't get all of it. This Kai Chukwuemeka. It's going to be 5 additional minutes added on. Bellingham, dispossessed by Spence, who's had a good game tonight for Tottenham Hotspur. I think it's easy to assess them after the red card for Spencer, but prior to that, they started the game so well tonight, didn't they?
That's where they won the game. You know, I know the red card helped, and we can discuss that. Whether we think sending off the Svensson was a little bit harsh, or he was a little bit lucky, but the fact of the matter is, up until that point, Spurs have been excellent.
Here to Dortmund. I'll tell you how important the 2 centre-backs have been to Spurs this season in terms of scoring goals. Romero and Van der Ven suspended tonight. 11 goals between them in all competitions. Priceless for your central defenders. And it's a good job because they've not necessarily got goals elsewhere too consistently.
That's a fabulous improvement in centre-backs, it really is.
So confirmation of the 5 minutes. Niko Kovac went through. It's a different night for him against Tottenham. The money last game, ran riot 7-2 Bayern Munich. Plenty of height in this Dortmund team since the changes. And it goes from Mariah Soon, and that's a good save by Vicario. Schlotterbeck got his head on it again.
Yeah, he did. And he's under a bit of pressure, so therefore he can't get a lot of direction in it. He's just trying to get it on target, which he did, and it was a comfortable hit and a good save.
When he scored in the Champions League, Niko Schlotterbeck is playing his 38th game in the competition tonight, and he's had 2 chances in the last 5 minutes. The referee can't possibly know that the ball's not in the quadrant where he's standing.
Which tells you somebody's telling him. Yeah.
Away by Toro, headed away further than by Romero, and then there's Xavi Simons charging through Toro.
Hello. Hello.
This team is in one. Someone's got to now explain to Christian Romero why he's just run 90 yards and not even got a sniff of the ball in the opposition.
I asked first.
Good news for him. They need to tell him once he gets back, he'll get back quick.
Spurs to do 3 additional minutes still to play. Bayer pulls it back. There's Porro to smash it away.
Sporting have done it.
Look at this opportunity, which would have iced the game. Look at the run of Romero.
That's a great
Amazing.
run. I think he's a right option. Once again,
Sporting.
outside the rugby field, that's a beautiful ball. That's not a great touch. His 2 touches aren't good. He's got to give himself more space and a bigger opportunity. No wonder you're laughing. Look at that. Do you know something? I'm putting that down to fatigue.
I'm making a life choice and just rolling it to the central defender and captain. It's a life choice there. Dear me.
Full.
There's Bayer. Fabio Silva, challenged by Spence. Chukwuemeka. From a difficult final game, Borussia Dortmund, Inter Milan, and it's an Inter Milan team that might need a win themselves to get a top 8 place, so giving themselves a difficult match. There's Nicky van der Ven, not available tonight, but he'll be back at the weekend, and available for match day 8. There's Conor Gallagher, who will become available after this phase of the Champions League. The fact he's played for Atletico Madrid in the competition means that he couldn't play tonight, but he will be available when you can reset the squads, etc. for the next phase. It's a different feeling in here tonight than it was Saturday, Ali.
There's anything away from it. They've done all the hard work in the opening 45 minutes, Tottenham. The change that Kovac made obviously benefited Dortmund. I mean, they've been far better second half, but Spurs will deserve it.
Will it quieten the chatter, or will it continue around the manager?
I think we'll quieten it for a couple of days, sit for 24 hours.
Yes, I want to bear about Simon. So I don't think there's been a better player in a Tottenham shirt than the number 7.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I think Porro would maybe run him close, but Siemens for me has been excellent.
Byfield's made his senior debut tonight, 17 years and 45 days, and he's been good at right back for them. There's confirmation of the full-time whistle on a big night for Thomas Frank, whose hairs pressed up to his head, shakes hands there with Niko Kovac.
Done it.
Why did he need this win tonight? All he spoke about in the build-up was his future, and he dealt with all of the questions in a very sensible and erudite way, and his team have really responded to him tonight. They went ahead to the captain, Christian Romero. It felt like the kind of night where the captain had to stand up and lead, and he scored the goal, his first in the Champions League for 5 years. Svensson then got himself sent up for a straight-leg challenge after a VAR review, and then the second goal of what turned out to be a clinching goal. Dominic Solanke, first time he scored in the Champions League, took you 3 touches. Ali made the suggestion that he should get an assist and a goal for everything he contributed to that particular moment, but he can smile about it then, and he can smile about it now. 2 late chances for Slotterbeck, but that's the look on Thomas Frank's face that he was hoping to have, Ali, at full time tonight. Massive win for Tottenham. At the moment, they're into the top 8.
Yeah, absolutely. Big night for Tottenham and that man there. He needed us all. They got one. Do you know what we've got tonight? We've got the Tottenham, the Champions League Tottenham, particularly at home. Another victory, another clean sheet. There's 2 Tottenhams running about this season. But thankfully, the one that turned up in the Champions League turned up tonight, and they were terrific performances. Porro outstanding, Siemens outstanding. Thoroughly deserved the victory, which effectively was won in the opening 45 minutes.
So Tottenham find it difficult in the Premier League, but no such issues in the Champions League. They've won all 4 home games in the league phase without conceding a goal, and they're unbeaten in 24 European fixtures on their own pitch. And right now they are 4th in the table, heading into match day 8 with a real chance of avoiding a playoff and securing a place straight through to the knockout stage of the competition.